Welcome to our talks and Silk and Drew. We have had a very long, extended break because life and fuck you. We do what we want because we're adults.
Yeah, and also because it takes me forever to edit these, and
Yeah,
I'm like backlogged, but which I apologize for because
because Torin has this thing called I want to make a YouTube channel and make all these videos and be an adult.
yeah, well I don't know about that second part, but the first part is definitely
well,
taking up some time.
well, let's be honest. Like, can we honestly say we know somebody that is truly good at being an adult?
Yeah, like old people. Like I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, people
know.
that have had like decades of practice.
Yeah, I don't know anybody my age that's winning at this
Yeah,
adult thing. We're all sucking pretty hard.
yeah.
Like sad to say, it's true,
Well,
but yeah, I don't know anyone that's winning on that front.
yeah, adulting is hard, so don't grow up. That's the moral of this story.
Yeah, don't
Just don't.
don't grow up, kids.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
We both saw the new Star Wars movie. We want to talk about it. So
Hey.
spoilers. If you haven't seen that shit.
Yes, if you haven't seen it, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Go and watch it right now.
I get it. Like I had something minor spoiled to me, and honestly, after seeing the movie, it was still good. It didn't wasn't the biggest deal in the world, but it is better the less you know going into that movie. The less you
The
know, it's
the
better.
better. I was just gonna say I was fortunate enough not to have anything spoiled for me, and I was so happy because if I had known any of those things, like some people were getting spoiled on like huge
Yeah, yeah.
plot points, I would have been like so angry and so upset. It would have killed everything for me because then I would have been anticipating things instead of just
Absolutely.
letting the movie like
Like
flow naturally.
here's the spoiler coming up. I'm gonna say what was spoiled for me. So you click off the shit right now. But what was spoiled to me, and I'm an idiot. Like I did this to myself. I don't know why I did this. It's just one of those things where you just do something and you had literally had no reason. There was no reason to do this other than to fuck yourself over. What I did was it was like literally clicked on a site and it said, "Warning: if you click on this image, you'll have something spoiled for you." I clicked it and it showed a Ray action figure, and she was holding a lightsaber. And after watching the movie, like it wasn't a big deal. Like at the end of the day, it's one of those things where like it's called the Force fucking Awakens, so of course there's gonna be
Somebody's gonna be
Jedi's. Yeah,
using, yeah.
because honestly, too, I think it's still a valid thing to say that Finn might become a Jedi eventually. We don't know.
I don't rule that
Saying like
out.
I'm just saying like it
Okay.
could go either way based
Yeah,
on.
it really could. Okay, so do you want to do? Okay, I will say in prep, I turned off every like Wednesday night. I think Wednesday or Thursday. I was definitely off. So from like Wednesday night till I saw the movie, I was not on any type of social media. I wasn't on Facebook. I wasn't on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, none of it. The only time I was actually on YouTube is when I uploaded like the last of my Star Wars history videos. But then again, I just uploaded it and I was off. Like I didn't look at anything because I just didn't want anything spoiled. I didn't watch a bunch of the teaser trailers and all that stuff because I just wanted like a fresh experience. And I'm so happy that I did that because it didn't give me any sense of like what I thought the movie was going to be. And then, if your expectations is here and then you go in and then nothing's going to meet that, then you're just going to be bummed. I didn't really go in with any expectations except to see a Star Wars movie. So I just want to see people flying around in space and Jedis and stuff blowing up. And I got, that and more. So I was definitely happy based on my preconceived notion because I had no preconceived notion.
Hmm.
So, because I know a lot of people were disappointed. And I'll get to that later because that's a whole
Yeah,
bag of fuckery that I don't even want to get into right now.
yeah.
But overall, I really liked the movie. Besides the things that they wanted you to feel emotional about, I didn't necessarily feel like ripped off or angry or mad when I left the theater. I was like thoroughly pleased with what I
Hmm.
saw. So that was my experience. And what about you?
Yeah, I had a very similar experience, but I feel like watching the trailers helped with surprises because it gives you kind of a false impression on certain things. Like obviously the whole it would have been better if I didn't get spoiled on the whole Ray using the
Yeah.
Force and all that stuff. like I said, didn't enjoy that, but that would have been nice. But watching the trailer, I did gather that Finn is a stormtrooper and he's going to crash land on Jakku and meet up with Rey, and then meet up with the Resistance and then fight against them. I had that basic idea from the trailers, but it kind of helped to be like, oh, that's cool. He wasn't by himself in that TIE fighter. He had Poe with him and everything.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of cool that it did certain things like that. Like the trailer made it look like he was by himself and stuff like that. So you kind of got a good idea and all that stuff. And that it didn't spoil anything. Like, Kylo Ren is Han Solo's
kid.
And I like that. And overall, I liked that. A lot of people kind of bitched about it, but I liked the fact that, like, it gave you your fill of Star Wars, but it made you want more because they didn't answer questions, but that was good,
Exactly. Everyone wanted everything. That was one of my beefs with, like, talking to other people who like Star Wars. They kept saying, well, they didn't put this in there, and they didn't put that. Okay. It's like, if you go for a 3-course meal, they're not going to give you all the food on the first go-round. Yeah. They're going to save, they build up to the good stuff.
The thing people got to understand, too, is we're 1/3 the way in. We aren't even done halfway.
That's what I mean.
Just weird questions.
Yeah, I could see if this was the second movie, and it's like, okay, what's going on here? It's supposed to raise questions because, you're going to go into the next one. And it's funny because I just think that people are just, I don't know, like, Star Wars fans are just so critical, and it just kills me because they can't even enjoy the movie for what it is because they already have theirs. Just like I heard someone going on a rant about the Solos don't have one kid, they have 3 kids. No, they have 1 kid. You know why? Because the EU doesn't fucking count, okay? Like, I love the EU just as much as everyone else, but, like, I'm gonna need everybody to kind of get their life with that and accept the fact that none of that counts. None of it. Yeah. None of it. Do you hear me,
even
people?
Then, like,
none.
The thing is, too, is I've heard a lot of critics, and I agree with this, call it a soft reboot, which I like because I think it's good to kind of think of it as, like, this is an interpretation of the events after. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's not canon, but I'm saying, like, if you like the expanded universe, you can still like this and say, like, oh, these are 2 different interpretations of the events after the movies. Exactly. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, I agree with that. Like, you need to take it for what it is. And there'd be nothing to look forward to if we knew who Supreme Leader Snoke was, if we knew exactly...
Because you could just read the EU. Like, what's the point? What is the point?
If we knew what the Knights of Ren were, if we knew Rey's parents... we'd have nothing to look forward to. This is why the original trilogy is a soft spot in our hearts, and why the prequels were as compelling was because you didn't know what was going to happen in the original trilogy. We knew that Anakin was going to turn to the dark side in the prequels. That was just a given, and that didn't, the
you just didn't know how it was going to happen. But
it had good moments, but the mystery was sucked out of it. And now this reminds me of the original trilogy because it has that mystery in it again, because it has that, we get to find out what's going on, It kind of makes me feel like this is what it felt like to be alive when A New Hope and Empire came out, you know what I mean?
Just to be like, I did. Yeah, I did get that. I was super jazzed. Like, I was super immersed in it. I cared immediately about all these characters.
Oh, yeah. It was
even
great.
Even the bad people. There was no character that I hated. I hated no character, and that is rare for me. I have beef with Return of the Jedi. I have beef with, like, Jar Jar. Those types of characters I can't stand.
Yeah.
And this had none of that for me. Even though, like, BB-8 was in it, but BB-8 was so fucking cute. Like, he was so cute. I loved it. I almost love him as much as R2, but I will always love R2.
I go as far as to say I like BB-8 more than R2, and not that R2 is
blasphemy.
Not because R2 is a bad character. I honestly think part of it is because I've seen now 7 fucking movies with R2 in it, and I get this new unit that has its own personality and everything, and all that, and it's like, this is fresh. I think it's more because it's fresh that I like BB-8.
Yeah. But I loved BB-8. I thought he was so cute. I thought he was the cutest little thing. I loved all their mannerisms and how they played with him. I loved my favorite thing was like the thumbs up when he gave him the thumbs
Oh
up.
yeah, with the lighter.
Yeah, that was
Um,
so cute.
what I kind of like too is how that like they always have this like running gag where it's like Finn doesn't understand what the fuck people are saying that aren't speaking English, so he's just
Yeah,
constantly like trying to communicate with these people and he has no
yeah,
way, and it's so
yeah, and
funny.
I love that, and I like that because it's kind of like and this is why I like Finn's character. I guess I'm just gonna jump into the characters right now. And the reason why I love Finn's character because he was kind of like the avatar for like the viewer.
Yeah.
Because we can't understand like BB-8 or Chewie or any of these people.
Yeah, yeah.
I felt like he was the person that we could relate to because he was the most like us, I guess, as
Yeah.
far as not knowing. He didn't know anything about the Force. He just like, he's just a
Yeah.
jack noob. And I think that was really good that they did that also too for people who don't know the Star Wars franchise because they basically are Finn.
Yeah.
There was something that was like innocent about his character.
Yeah, yeah. He and it made sense why he would go against the Empire. You know what I mean? You like him, you
Yeah.
see the huge heart on this guy.
Yeah.
It's like you see exactly why he couldn't handle it. Doesn't want to be a part of that anymore. A scene that I really loved is when they're running, like Finn gets to Jakku and they see the Imperials chasing them and everything, him and Rey. Right before they get to the Millennium Falcon, TIE Fighter shoots them, an explosion happens. Finn is passed the fuck out and Rey goes over to him, wakes him up, and the moment he wakes up, "Are you okay?" And she's like, yeah, it's like, damn, this dude is so nice. Like, he's just a good person, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and then I like that, and I liked his interactions with like BB-8. Like he instantly took to BB-8, which I thought was so cute, and I just love that BB-8. Like that was some good shit. Like they hooked me right there. Like I was hooked in the first 5 minutes of watching. Even when Poe was interacting with BB-8 was like this kid, like a kid, but not an annoying kid. I don't know. I feel like they should replace all child actors with droids. It would, it would make all movies better. I mean, just any movie. Doesn't matter what movie it is. All droids.
Yeah. What made him so great was that he had this childlike innocence about him. You know what I mean? Like you can tell this droid just wants to help. It wants to.
Yeah.
It really, has good intentions. So it's like, okay. Well, R2's kind of a dick sometimes. You know what I mean?
R2's a douche. R2's a straight up douche. R2's just a flat out douche, and that's why I love R2 because R2's just a douche.
BB-8 is innocent.
No, BB-8 is super sweet, and you could tell he kind of like looked up to R2, and I thought that was the cutest thing. Like they're like puppies or something. I don't know. I think the droids are so cute, but only like I don't know why it's just like the astromech droids. Like C-3PO, he's alright, but I mean.
Yeah, he's still kind of annoying, but I mean,
he
was used well in this movie.
I thought so too, and I love the way they used him because it was like I'm here, and he was still doing his classic cock blocking annoying C-3PO thing, but the way they used it was perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. I guess I'll just go down the character line then.
Yeah, we'll talk about characters.
Okay. Poe, I really liked him. His interactions. I feel like they're gonna make him be like the Han Solo of the group.
Well, he's pretty much from my impression is and yes, I agree. He is definitely more like Han Solo. I feel like this is what they were trying because they were trying to hire Wedge from the old movies. Dennis Husson. That makes me wonder like if that was who he was supposed to be. Like Wedge was supposed to be that, or he was supposed.
He was supposed to be some no-name guy because when the TIE fighter crashes, and he thinks that Poe's dead, he was supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
So, but then you can't just have like Oscar Isaac come be this character and kill him off like halfway through. Like like he's a star on the rise. Like he's in this movie.
Yeah.
He was in Ex Machina. He's in
Wait, who is he in Ex Machina?
The bald dude.
Was he really?
I
did.
Yeah.
No wonder. I was like, I'm watching the movie.
Both of them were in Star Wars. Both of them were in Star Wars.
Both of them.
General Hex.
Oh, he was, yes. Oh,
They
okay.
both were in Star Wars.
Oh,
I love
okay.
that.
Yeah, because that makes so much sense. Because seriously, the whole time I'm watching him and Poe, I'm like, I know them from fucking somewhere. I just don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Look
Domhnall
completely
Gleeson.
different.
Yeah, Domhnall Gleeson. He was in Ex Machina, and he was also the older Weasley brother,
Yeah.
the one that married the blonde
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
movies.
Oh, he was Bill, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes
Uh,
sense now. I
yeah. Oscar Isaac. He's in Star Wars. He's in Ex Machina, and he's playing Apocalypse in X-Men.
Oh wow.
So yeah, he's on the rise. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna kill him like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I like both of the, but him in this movie and in Machina.
Ex Machina, like that movie, mind fucked me. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that was a great movie.
yeah, I like Poe in this movie. I liked his character. I can't wait to see like more, like what they're gonna do more with him. Rey, I loved her. I thought she was just great. Like, and the actress just like something about her is just like I don't know. Like she just has a really nice. I don't know. Like she just seems like really cool, and
yeah.
I feel like she's a good character for like everybody to kind of root for.
Yeah.
So I do like her character.
And I remember like hearing reports before of Abrams calling her acting like wooden. So I don't know if that was like you need to stop doing this, or that was like after the fact. I'm assuming that was him telling her to change it up.
I didn't find her wooden at all. I found her very.
She was great.
Yeah.
Great acting on her.
Yeah, I found her very warm and open, and she played the role that she needed to play. Like,
so I'm assuming that was like they shot some things and then
probably before, and he was like, "I'm gonna need you to get."
Yeah, during like rehearsals and stuff like that. Most likely.
I was surprised at how strong she was with the Force.
Yeah, I thought that was cool personally.
Yeah,
because I mean. She's basically like an Anakin, you know what I mean? In terms of like raw natural ability.
Yeah. Or Luke, because Luke picked it up pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Like he wasn't a Jedi for very long, and he picked up some skills. Like basically from Empire to Return of the Jedi, he just has such a huge leap.
And that's only 4 years, the gap.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he was by no means was he a perfect Jedi, but I mean who is in 4 years, I mean
even in the first movie, he makes that shot into the Death Star, and he had, how long has he been using the Force?
I mean, and also even then, when he deflected those blasts, practicing in the Millennium Falcon, I mean, they start that when you're a little kid. I mean, he picked it up within a few minutes just from Obi-Wan being like, relax. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Luke, in general, obviously the Skywalker lineage, naturals of the Force, because Kylo Ren showed some impressive Force abilities too.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to talk about him. Yeah. Oh, and I did like, what was her name? Maz Kanata.
Oh, yeah.
I like that character.
Oh, you know what a good comparison that I completely agree with is she's a lot like Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
Yes.
Very, very similar characters in a really good way.
No capes.
Yeah, eccentric, wise, crazy people.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, I hope she survived and she's in the next movie because I didn't pause.
I did like her, and I like the actress that plays her, so I really hope that she's in it again. Love, like I said, Domhnall Gleeson, who played General Hux. I liked him just because I think it's just because I like that actor. Mm-hmm. But he did a good job.
Absolutely.
Captain Phasma. I just want more. I hope that she survived because I need to see her basically I need her to be like the Boba Fett, but do more. Right now she's the Boba Fett because she looked cool and she was in it for a couple of minutes. But I'm gonna need her to step the game up and
I'd be really surprised if she wasn't in the next movie.
I think she should be. The only reason I could see why they wouldn't have her is because the actress would be doing her Game of Thrones stuff because that's Brienne from Game of Thrones. So, but I don't think that they're conflicting because they already finished filming Game of Thrones for next season. So
yeah.
And there was a couple of Game of Thrones cameos in there. The old guy at the beginning that gives Poe the
the map.
Yeah, he's gonna be playing the three-eyed Raven. He's gonna be basically Blood Raven. The
Oh,
one that Bran go see that's in the tree.
yeah.
He's gonna be him next season. One that plays Jojen is in the he's a Imperial officer in the First Order.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a couple of cameos. It's actually a lot of cameos in this.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, because Simon Pegg's in it too.
Who was he in the movie?
The one that gives her the money, like the food, the one that says, "I'll pay you this much."
Oh, he was the alien that gave him portions. He sounded
Yeah,
completely different.
I
That was
know.
really good on his
Yeah,
part.
I think my favorite one though was Daniel Craig.
Who was he? I honestly couldn't see him for shit. I didn't.
He
I
was
didn't
the
know.
one. You remember the stormtrooper that she do the Jedi mind trick on?
Yeah.
That's Daniel Craig. I like
Oh.
the
Yeah, I
fact
didn't
that she.
recognize his voice at all.
Yeah, I did. As soon as I heard his voice, I was like, "Is that Daniel Craig? Like James Bond, really?" So I thought that was pretty cool. So I did like all the cameos from like different people. Supreme Leader Snoke seemed really cool.
Yeah, he had an amazing. Like, I really liked his imposing voice. He sounded like what. I mean, I guess I can't say he's a Sith because that hasn't straight up been established.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems very Sith-like, so I mean, he had an
But I don't.
imposing voice though. I liked it.
Yeah, he did. That's Andy Serkis.
Yeah. I knew about
So
that.
I was like, God, is there anything that this dude can play?
God,
Like,
he is so fucking talented.
I know. I'm just so jelly. Like, I can't do anything.
He's such a pioneer when it comes to motion cap technology.
I
He's so
know.
good at it now. Like I
I
mean, he's always
know.
been good at it, but it's just a fucking like art now. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just, like,
because
he's
I
got
mean,
the
he
sound,
was like
the sound.
Gollum and King Kong. He's this guy. It's just
He was also what's his Caesar in Planet of the Apes.
he sure was.
Great,
Yeah.
great acting in that. I think I'd say that was his best by far. Andy Serkis's Caesar.
I love me some Gollum. I can't
I mean,
hate on Gollum.
yeah. No, Gollum was good in that movie. I'm just saying that's my favorite so far.
Is Caesar? Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with
Yes.
Gollum, simply just because,
But
like,
they're both great. He did.
yeah, they are. I love both. I love the Planet of the Apes movie, actually, the new ones. Yeah. So I guess the only person that's left on the bad side is Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
What did you think? I'm interested to hear what you thought.
I really liked him. I really liked that he used the Force in interesting ways that we'd never seen before. We'd never seen somebody stop a blaster bolt in the middle.
I thought that was the coolest thing.
I thought that made him look really powerful too, because like
And it made
he
me
wasn't
take him
even-
seriously.
yeah, like he wasn't even like he was like talking and keeping that thing frozen in time, and then when he's done with everything, it releases and stuff. I thought that was cool. I thought that showed that he's just really powerful with the Force. You know what I mean? Like
I
he
did
really
too.
is a adept Force user at this point. I like that he was able to probe people's mind. We haven't seen they've established the whole you can kind of communicate and stuff telepathically, but they never really like memories and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool that he could do
I did
that.
too.
I liked that it wasn't like a force. There were no like force choke copycat. You know what I mean? Like they tried to use the Force in inventive ways. You know?
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah,
really cool.
he did like use the Force to like bring that guy so he could choke him physically.
Yeah, but it was different.
But that was different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but I mean, I totally agree with you.
I like it how it's vicious too. You know what I mean? Like when he force pushes somebody, it doesn't like it just you just go flying. You know what I mean? We hadn't seen that before.
And I think it's a tale of his power, or because he's very powerful, but he doesn't know how to control it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that is funny but that's one thing that they kind of showed even in the prequels when they were dealing with Anakin.
Yeah.
He was rage mode all the time, but he had control over it. He had a very fine control on his anger.
Kylo Ren kind of reminds me of Broly from Dragon Ball Z. Like he is like a very powerful dude. He just makes dumb mistakes because he's not thinking it through and can't control himself. So
Anakin, even that's what I said. Even when he was Anakin, he had a really good control on his anger.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even when he choked Padme out, he still was like, yeah, that chick was alive. Like, I left her alive. You know, like, even as Darth Vader, he even had more of a
Yeah.
control over it. But I always felt that he had an iron kind of determination and a strength. Like, even, that's what I say, even when he was Anakin, like, if he's going to do something, he's going to do it. The consequences be damned.
Yeah. And
with Kylo Ren, you kind of see this wildness to him.
Yeah.
He's powerful,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know how to hone it to where it's finesse. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Darth Vader was very smooth with his actions and very deliberate.
Yes. Even when Darth Vader was pissed off, like when he's fighting Luke, and you can tell he's kind of at this point where he's like, okay, that's it. I'm tired of this shit. I'm not holding
done
back.
With you. Yeah, like, I'm done with you,
He
kid.
did get clipped, but even then, like, once he got clipped, it's almost like he kind of calmed down for a half second and then cut off Luke's arm. You know what I mean? Like, even then,
like,
once he hit him, together.
It was kind of like, okay, kid, now you're pissing me off.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. You know, like, get out of here. They've all been very controlled and very kind of focused. And he was just so, I just love that he was just so kind of, and then I like the fact that it showed in his lightsaber.
Yes.
Because his lightsaber wasn't even stable.
Yeah.
It was crackly. You could tell he like homemade it, like it was bootleg.
Kinda.
Like, like that thing looked like it would explode at any minute.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was kind of a indicator of kind of like his personality in a way. So I thought that was really, really good.
You know, I read something really stupid the other day that kind of showed that they weren't paying attention very well when they watched the movie. Some critic, I don't remember where, basically said like,
I didn't read that, but I saw it.
Where he was like, the critic was basically like, it's a good movie, but it's the same thing before, good versus evil. Like, Kylo Ren isn't purely evil. Like, it was clearly established that he is conflicted. You see, and even if he didn't completely mention it, you can tell when he killed Han Solo, he looked very conflicted. He looked close to tears.
Yeah.
He really was slipping.
Because he didn't know which decision was right.
Yeah.
Because he felt the pull to the light. He's also wanting to be dark, and he knows that he has to purge this, from his system in order to kind of like be on the dark side, even though he was very conflicted. And I just calling him a bad for bad's sake is kind of doing injustice to his character, in my opinion. Because, I mean, the First Order might be evil for evil's sake, but I don't even think it's that cut and dry. I think it's kind of like Palpatine said, good and evil in this world seems to be a matter of perspective.
Yep.
And not necessarily, the only thing I could say was good and evil is terms of like light side, dark side. I think that's where you get the dichotomy of good and evil. But even then, you need both sides of the force. If it was just supposed to be the light side, then the whole force, it would be imbalanced if there was just nothing but Jedis. But you need both to have kind of like a symbionce. And I think that his character is kind of walking that line in a way, because he's not completely bad, but he's not really good. And so that's what I appreciate about his character. Also, too, I did not know that going into it that he was Han Solo and Leia's kid until they said it. And then I was like, ah! Which made me really happy, because it was kind of like shades of the EU, because in the EU they did have a son that turned to the dark side. So I like the fact that they like kind of nodded to the EU without ripping it all off. Like, they did it in their own way. So I wasn't expecting that, but it was a pleasant surprise. Also, second pleasant surprise, like, I knew that Adam Driver was playing Kylo Ren already. And I saw him before previously, because he's on that show Girls.
Yeah.
And I always thought he was fugly, but he has like a really high body. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just because he was like on the dark side or what, but he was doing it for me in that movie for sure. So and he's not even my type, but I was like, yeah, I take it. So it was
you like emotionally unstable people with weapons.
Yeah, because when he took off the helmet, I was like, oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Well, I think it helps. I think some people didn't like that he took off the helmet, but I liked it because it showed that the helmet is just a front that he's trying to put on. You know, he's really
Exactly.
insecure and all that.
I like that he took off the helmet, and I like that he took off the helmet. He only took off the helmet at certain, like in front of her. He took
Yeah,
the helmet
yeah,
off, and when Han confronted him, he took the helmet off.
yeah,
And I think that was both of those were important because he had to show them like the human behind. You know, like you said, this is just a mask,
yeah.
and I think that for Ray, I don't know. There's some weird vibe between him and Ray. Like I don't know what it is, but like
Yeah.
they were giving me weird vibes.
It feels like
know.
Kylo is like oddly attracted to her. In a
Yes,
way, you know?
see, that's what I thought. I thought like I was picking up on some romantical vibes, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, really?" And that would be almost interesting because I don't think we've ever seen that before. Like.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of interesting. But I also was picking up like some romantic vibe between her and Finn. So.
Yeah, it definitely felt more with Finn and them. It's
I
like, 'cause
mean,
they had chemistry, and it was more like I captured you, you know, with Kylo Ren.
yeah, I know, but I mean, she might like it. So
Nah. It's really easy and really hard to fall into the trap of trying to anticipate what's coming next. Because I mean, once again, with 1/3 of the way there, things could be completely different. I think
yeah,
one of the problems with anticipating what's next is the best example I could come up with is when I was watching the new Airbender spin-off show, The Legend of Korra, and the first season you're trying to figure out who. Gosh, it's been so long. I'm trying to make sure I get my names right. Amon, was it the guy that was taking people's bending? You're trying to find his identity, the guy who was taking people's bending, and I came up with this huge backstory of like, oh, you know what? Aang had another son or something like that, and then it didn't go well with him because that's how he's able to take people's bending. Is Aang somehow taught him that ability, and now he's gone rogue and has a blah blah blah. And it's like I was completely and utterly wrong because they introduced a new character. He was a completely new character. You can't take what's already been introduced to us and be like, oh, it's gonna be from there. When the thing is, because it's such a new thing, there's gonna be more characters. You know what I mean? So it's like it's tricky to guess things. It's tricky to guess something like Rey's lineage when there could be new characters. You know, in the next one that would explain that. So we don't know.
as far as the old characters go, I love that they had way more Chewie in this movie.
Yeah, Chewie was great.
He was great. Everything about him was great. Like I love and then too his like rage moment. Like only thing that I wish is that Chewie just would have raged even harder.
Yeah.
Like when Han got killed, I wish he just would have ripped like stormtroopers' arms off, heads off. But then I guess it would have went like a little too much.
Yeah.
But they did show him raging out, so I was happy about that. I liked Han and Leia's little interaction, and I thought it was appropriate that they weren't together.
Yeah.
Only because they're both very headstrong.
Yep.
And like the same thing that they like about each other, I could see after years being the same things that they hate about each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like, they're both headstrong. They both, want to be right all the time.
Yeah.
She's stubborn and he's kind of too laid back. So I can see, like, when you're young, that's kind of cute. Like, oh, he's just a little roughneck rogue. And then when you get older, it's like, can you take out the fucking trash? Like, I don't got time for this shit. Yeah. So I can see how, their relationship kind of devolved. But they still care about each other. And I really like that.
I do like that. You can tell that a big part of it, too, was that Kylo turned to the dark side. It's just like, how the fuck can you recover from that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, really. Especially after everything they went through to kind of like defeat the dark side.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't help but feel like a failure. It's kind of like, those parents who kids become like strung out or something. They feel like so bummed out because it's like, dang, like this is my kid. And they're like going down the wrong path and I can't even save them. I can't help them. I can't do anything. I see that, especially when you feel like it's your fault.
Yeah. I mean, one of the lines that really struck me was when Leia was talking about it, saying like, I sent him to Luke because I knew he had, he was talented and I knew Luke could set him straight, but I mean, I should have never sent him away. I should have kept him here and stuff like that. It's like, kind of makes sense that it's like, Luke, Leia, everybody tried to make the best decision for him, so he would turn to the dark side. But there's just, it
Mm-hmm.
just couldn't happen.
Yeah.
Something I thought was kind of interesting too is I like that he's kind of like looks up to Vader, as his.
I like that too, and I was reading this one thing that was very interesting. They were talking about it, and they were saying that if you look at Vader's career, once he made the decision to turn to the dark side,
Oh, he excelled.
he didn't waver for 20 something years. He had like one moment of weakness
Yeah,
over the course of like 2 decades of wrecking people.
yeah,
One moment of weakness where it was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
yeah,
And, so it's kind of interesting how Snoke, and they say it in the novelization of the movie. They have it, if you read it, it goes like a little bit more in detail about certain things.
uh-huh.
But they were saying that basically Kylo Ren and Snoke kind of look up to Vader in that way because they don't really judge him from that one moment of weakness.
Yeah,
And they said it's basically like if you have a really good career, but you make one mistake at the end of your career,
yeah,
like that doesn't taint your legacy,
yeah, yeah.
So I think it's interesting that people will look up to Vader in that way.
I think part of it too is like even though Darth Vader wasn't necessarily the most powerful Sith, he definitely had perfect traits in the sense that like he was confident, he was intimidating, he knew how to rule by fear, and the Sith just fucking love that. They just to be able to strike fear in people's eyes is just something that all Sith strive for. And you can clearly tell Kylo was trying to strive for that too and everything.
I do have to get into my one minor minor beefs with the movie. I don't have a lot. I really don't.
Yeah,
And this is almost being nitpicky about it because I really did love the movie. But I can see why some people say it's too similar to the
yeah,
OT, but
yeah,
then again, it's supposed to be similar to the OT.
yeah,
But it's kind of like they took all three movies from the OT, put them in a blender, and poured it out, and then they
yeah,
got
yeah.
this.
Mhm.
And I understand that, and I can see why some people are like, I wanted something new and fresh. But then it's kind of like, the funniest thing though that I heard, I couldn't believe this when I heard it. Like I almost fell out of my chair. Someone was like, "You don't really even know what's going on the political side." I almost fell out of my chair. I said, "This is the same thing
Shut.
that everyone bitches about with the
Yeah,
prequels. That it was too political. That
yeah,
it focused too much on the politics of the galaxy."
yeah.
And now you're complaining because it's not political enough. I like that made me want to like throw things because I was just like, you cannot win with these effing fans.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everything I read afterwards just made me hate Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Like I
Uh,
can't stand them at
I get
all.
what you mean. Yeah. And I agree. I do have very minor gripes about the movie.
My
Sorry, go ahead.
second one.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you did. It was okay. Is the Death Planet
Yeah.
okay? Why? I mean, I get why, but at the same time, did we really need a Death Planet? Like,
Uh,
you didn't learn your mistakes from the first Death Star, second Death Star. You had to go bigger, badder, and get a Death
yeah.
Planet. And then the second thing, okay, like let's just say, okay, we have a Death Planet now. What was it called? Star Killer Base.
Yeah.
You have the Death Planet. Was it really necessary? Like, shouldn't you have? I would have a guard. If I was in the first order, I would be like, okay, they blew up two of these fuckers. We are gonna have a guard at every post, laser beams. Like that thing would have security up the yin yang. Like you wouldn't be able to get in there if your life depended on. Like you would
Yeah.
have to be a force user. Like you would have to be like freaking Yoda jumping around trying to get in that place because I would have security to the max times 1,000. Especially like against, I would have like shield generators on top of shield generators on top of shield generators. Like, that was my only gripe is that, and I felt like they blew it up too easily. Like this is what I wish would have happened.
Well,
Although this would have kind of sucked, but I mean, it would have been gratifying for me because I like the bad people anyway. Um, if they would have tried to blow it up and it didn't work,
uh,
like that would have been dope. If they would have had to try to find another way to disable it,
mm,
because like I wish like the little plan that they enacted, and then someone
well,
just was like, yeah, like we
that kind of happened
fool.
though, where they went for the bombing runs and it wasn't being effective enough, and it wasn't until they detonated those bombs that they were
But
finally
that's what
able
I
to.
mean. Chewie had to go in and detonate the bomb. That's just like in the Return of the Jedi when they had to actually manually fly into it and disable those two.
Yeah, yeah. I hear what you're
The
saying.
Lando when he flew in and disabled
Yeah,
the two
yeah.
things in the Millennium Falcon. So yeah. So
I'm conflicted about that because I'm conflicted on that because I think about if you want to start another empire, you would want to build another Death Star type thing because the having the power to destroy another planet is huge. You have huge intimidation factor and the fact of power, and I think that's kind of what is the Empire and the New Order's biggest weakness is the fact is they are so secure in their own power that they kind of have like power drunkenness. You know what I mean? To where it's
yeah,
like they're drunk on their own power, so they're just like, yes, destroy everything. So they're kind of overconfident,
yeah,
underestimate their enemy.
yeah.
So I kind of liked that aspect of it. It's like, yeah, I can see because they
No, I
built two.
love the idea of the like, and I love the fact that when it shot the beam, it had five different. It had
Yeah,
five different beams.
yeah,
I thought that was so cool, and I thought it was kind of like the next step up. Okay, like if they built this, they can hit one planet. We're gonna learn from their mistakes. We're gonna take out five planets at once.
yeah, yeah.
Even if they came up with that,
I see both
I
sides.
just wish that it wouldn't have blew up so easy. Like I just, for
Yeah,
once, I mean, I see that's why I can't watch movies because I always want the bad people to win. I'm so terrible
uh,
because I'm like, for once, I just wish like, you know how like in movies the heroes always come up with this plan.
yeah,
And I wish it didn't work. It almost didn't work in Return of the Jedi when when the Emperor was like, "Yeah, I already know your little friends are down there on Endor trying to blow
yeah.
the shield generator up. Like, I already know what's up." So I kind of wish that they would took that approach to it. But
Mhm.
then again, if they did that, then everybody would have died. So then it would be in
Yeah.
the movie. So don't let me write your movie, people, because all the heroes,
Uh,
I'd be pulling a George R. R. Martin. So
yeah. Well, I mean,
all the good people be dead.
I totally. I mean, one of the things that George R. R. Martin that said to me that I totally agree with is he said, he's one of the biggest fans of Tolkien out there, but Tolkien not only did a lot to help the fantasy genre, but he did a lot to hurt it too, to where it became a stereotype to always have the good guys win and all that stuff. This black and white good
Yeah,
versus evil thing. It's like, yeah, it's a good story. That's a fun story, but like,
that's not real
there's just
life.
yeah, exactly. It's putting story into a box when it doesn't need to
Yeah,
be.
and I feel like that's what these new movies are gonna do, because if you look at the original one, it's very much a good versus evil type thing.
Yes.
But I feel like this one, especially just with the main bad guy, he is very in the gray area.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be a little dark gray now that he killed his dad, but I still
Yeah.
feel like he is not fully black. Like, I feel like Darth Vader was black. Like,
Yeah.
black and white on the scale of, good, evil.
Yeah.
He was all the way on that side, and I feel like this
Yeah.
character is a little more gray. And I also felt like Rey was a little gray too, because she totally wanted to kill Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
And he mentioned it twice. Like when he first captured her, and he was like, "Oh, you want to kill me?" He sensed it.
Yeah.
And then he sensed it again when they were having their little fight.
Yeah.
And so I felt like that was an interesting choice to actually make her a little gray, and she wasn't completely, because
Yeah.
even when she was getting the portions, for a minute she started to take the portions like fuck,
Yeah. Yeah.
like fuck
Exactly.
BB-8.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Food.
yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, I can't. Like, this is a bummer." Like, it took her a minute to come to herself and be like, "That's not right." Because even Finn, I thought that was cool too, because he wanted to do the right thing and he was a good guy, but he's like, "Yeah, y'all trying to go up against the First Order? I'm out. Deuces. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
have a good life."
Yeah.
It was only until she got captured that he kind of was like, oh no, I gotta go help my friend. But
And
before, he was totally gonna leave her and
oh
BBA.
yeah, yeah. I thought it was interesting that it's kind of like these people don't want this responsibility, but they have it thrust on them, and due to the
Mm-hmm.
circumstances, they have to. And I think that's infinitely more relatable, because even though they are good people, like you said, they try to shirk their responsibilities.
But
And I
yeah,
think that makes them much more interesting characters
and
for
also
that.
much more relatable as far as like humans go. Cause like, how many things do people have to do every day? I mean, I feel like more or less people are generally good people, and that when you do have like all this stuff thrust on your responsibility, it's not that you're a bad person because you don't want to do it. It's just you're human, and like
Yeah, yeah.
you're thinking about the
It's
personal.
scary.
Yeah, you're thinking about the cost to me. Like,
And
what is this gonna do to me? What is
yeah,
this? How is
it's
this
not
gonna
trying to
affect
be a
me?
dick. He just doesn't want to die.
Yeah, yeah,
Who does it?
yeah. Self preservation is definitely a
Yeah.
motivator for people.
Um. And Ray running away from uh those things because she wants her parents. She's like, I don't want this new thing. I want to stay here, wait for
Mm-hmm.
parents to come back to me and everything. And just
But
I love that when Maz is just like, they're not coming back, and she just instantly just knee
yeah,
jerk reaction. Nope. Fuck this. Don't want anything to do with the lightsaber. Don't want anything to do with this. I want
yeah.
to get the fuck back over there. And it's kind of new because I mean, by Luke kind of in the original trilogy kind of did want the responsibility at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like he did
Well,
want to be a
not
Jedi.
he wanted to be a Jedi, but not until like Uncle Owen and Beru were killed. Because
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
when Obi-Wan was like, "Oh, you got to come with me to Alderaan," he's like, "I ain't coming with you Alderaan nowhere. I gotta
yeah.
go home. Like, I don't
Well,
got time for this." Like, he's like,
yeah,
"Yeah, the Empire sucks, but there's nothing I can do about it." I was like, and that was
yeah.
literally what he said, and I was just laughing. Like, really, Luke? Like,
No, yeah. I'm just saying, like, there's a point for the vast majority of those. You can tell, like, he wants to take the mantle and he wants to do
well,
what
yeah.
he needs to
Eventually,
do.
it's kind of like after, like after he
Yeah,
sees there's nothing left for him on
yeah.
Tatooine, then he's like, okay,
Well,
I need to go here now because
we,
there's nothing here for me.
yeah. Well, you see Finn, uh, Han Solo, um, all of them. Uh,
Yeah, he's shirking
run
responsibility
constantly
too.
run away.
Yeah,
Yeah, constantly run away from their problems.
yeah.
Constantly try to just. And I like that. I like that because I think it's very real.
I agree.
Very real to be like
Yeah, I'm
resistance.
out.
Take your responsibility. Probably gonna die. Fuck that.
Yeah, yeah. It's very much a normal reaction that people would have to situations like that.
One of the best points I ever heard, and this completely accentuates that these new movies is one of the problems with the prequels is it had a habit of trying to get us to care about the characters by telling us and not showing
Oh my
us.
gosh, I had the best conversation with some friends about this past
Yeah,
weekend.
like Finn and Ray, they don't. Sometimes they do. Like they don't. You don't really hear them explicitly say, "I care about you." You see them fucking like do these things for each
Yeah,
other.
no,
You
and
know
that's what we were saying about the
that's
one
infinitely.
beef with like if I have to like because you know me, I'm not a prequel hater, but that is the one thing that I do, and that's like filmmaking 101. Show not tell. If you have to do a lot of telling, that is not this is a
Yeah,
visual medium. People need to see, and then. The problem I think that people have with like Anakin and Padme is that he was, expouting all of this I love you,
dialogue.
XYZ, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Like, can you just show them being in love? And the relationship would have felt more real if instead of just like you said, when you care about someone, you do something and it's not like, okay, I care about you. I care about you. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
need to I hear what you're saying, but I need to see it. Like
yeah.
I
Like
felt they should have put them in more situations where you could see that they care about each other rather than hear them tell
yeah,
each other or
like
somebody else how much they care about the other person.
I think a good example of this is in Attack of the Clones when they're chasing Count Dooku and Padme gets they falls
Yeah.
out of the gunship and everything, and you hear Anakin just say, "Put the ship down," blah blah blah. What would have been way more compelling is if Anakin tried to die for her or tried to do something to save her, and Obi-Wan had to hold him back or something like that.
Well,
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
I didn't
It's
have a
like,
beef with that scene because I felt like that was like one of the only times where you kind of saw it because he was, they're supposed to be chasing Dooku and he's telling them to put the ship down to get this chick. And that's why
yeah,
Obi-Wan was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, that was one of the
yeah.
only times that I felt like they
So yeah,
actually
that
show,
that
at
was kind
least
of a
to
shitty
Obi-Wan.
example,
Well, yeah, but there's,
but you get
no,
what I
I
mean,
get what
though.
you mean. But I felt like that was good. Actually, for Obi-Wan, was kind of like, okay, something's going on between them. Like, what? Like, all
Yeah,
right. But I felt they should have just did more of that. Kind of like you said. If he would have actually dove for her, that would have been like, oh,
yeah,
this dude's serious about this chick. Or, like, because he's just keep telling her, like, oh, I'm tormented by your love and blah, blah. Like, I want
yeah,
to
yeah,
see
yeah,
your torment. Like, I want to look and see you on the floor, like, writhing in agony. And then I go,
yeah,
that dude's tormented. Like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
like I want to see that.
The best acting that happens within Anakin's character with Hayden Christensen is when he's not saying anything, not necessarily as a jab to his acting ability, but as a we're seeing the torment as opposed to him saying it. Like a good scene. One of the best scenes in Episode 3 is when he tells Mace Windu about Sidious, and
Mm-hmm.
he's sitting there, and you just see him like he is just
You see the
visually
conflict.
upset. Yeah, you see how sad and upset and how conflicted he is in his I guess apartment, house, whatever the fuck that is. You see him. That's such a powerful scene because you could see the torment in his face. Where if he was just like, "Man, this really sucks," that it
Yeah.
wouldn't have been as powerful.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
felt that's what a lot of scenes that they did, even in 2, a lot of times where I appreciate Hayden Christensen is when he's not talking.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not to knock him because I feel like people knock him a lot, and I don't think he's necessarily terrible. I just felt like it was a case of telling over showing because when he's
Yep.
allowed to just emote,
Hmm.
I feel he does that very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he's just allowed to play out the emotion instead of saying the emotion,
Hmm.
I feel it goes a little smoother because like in part 3 after he's turned to the dark side, you can kind of see like he's so bummed out about like what he's had to do and what he's done, but it's like it's no going back, and you can kind of see all of that on his face.
Hmm.
And so they just need more of that and less of sand talk.
I think another good example of this in Episode 3 was when Sidious, pushes Windu out of the window,
Yeah.
and you see Anakin go to his knees, and you can
Yes.
just see how defeated he's like, "I give up. I've gone too far.
Yep.
This is it.
Yeah.
It's I'm committed to this now."
Yeah.
And that was powerful.
And that's another thing that's kind of interesting when you compare him to Kylo Ren, where once he gets up like off his knees, that's kind of it. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't waver after that. Period.
Mhm.
Even when Padme's
Oh, yeah.
all like, "I love you," he's like, and
Yeah.
like he once he chooses that road, he's chosen it, and he sticks to it. And I feel like Kylo doesn't really know what road he wants to take. He's very so it's just fun to compare and contrast him to Darth Vader because that's what he's trying to look up to
Yeah.
when they are so different.
What I didn't like is some people bitch that Rey was able to fend him off. It's like, okay, he was hurt. Finn, it showed him bleed before the fucking battle.
Yeah, he got shot by Chewie with a
Chewie
bowcaster.
clearly shot him. Exactly. That thing makes people go flying. And
He got shot with
shot by
Chewie's
it.
bowcaster, and he's still alive.
it's like it showed him straight up bleeding. So I mean, yeah, he's not going to be at his A game.
Yeah, and also too, he wasn't expecting her because the thing about it is he's strong with the Force, but just like he said when he went to go talk to Snoke, he was like, she's stronger than she knows
Yeah.
with the Force. So
He even said too, longer it takes us to find her, the more dangerous she is.
yeah, because she was strong with like I said, she didn't
Yeah.
even know how strong she was, but he could feel
Yeah.
it because when she got in his head, that's when he was like, okay, this chick.
Oh yeah.
He already knew that she was pretty strong, and
Yeah.
that's why he was telling her like, "Yo, I could like teach you."
It seemed pretty. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seemed pretty established that he's killed other Jedi before.
It seemed
Kylo.
it seemed like he
It
had.
seemed to imply that because wasn't that in the flashback?
I Yeah, I
Sorry,
think it was.
he stabbed that person when she was having that flashback. That kind of implied that that was another Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's used to fighting Force wielders, and the fact that he's just like, whoa,
He seemed to know more about her than she knows about herself.
yeah, yeah,
Because it implied when the guy said it was a girl, he's like, "What girl?"
yeah,
It
yeah.
seems
No, exactly.
like he almost knows who she is,
Yeah,
and so that's why I said like I don't know that like their vibe was just so like I couldn't place it. Like I don't know if he was intimidated by her or
yeah,
intrigued by her or interested in her in a romantic way. Like I couldn't
yeah.
place what was going down, but I like that.
I think the thing is, like, and I actually been thinking about this, is because what it seems is going to happen in the next movie is Luke is going to train Rey and Snoke is going to train Kylo. And the thing is, those are going to be completely different training because Snoke is not going to have any kind of, it's okay, buddy, you can do this. It's going to be like, stop being weak, you weakling, you can do this, be powerful. You know what I mean? So it's like, if he was able to train Ray would kind of bring out more of the humanity that Snoke is trying to suck out of him. You know what I mean? I kind of felt that vibe where it's like he wants more human connection than Snoke can provide.
Felt connected to her, and I
Yeah,
don't know if it's because they both were force sensitive or what, but I just
it
found it
almost
interesting, like you said, that he wants connection,
yeah
yet he's trying to be on the dark side. Like
yeah.
it's so
He's just a
strange.
conflicted dude.
Yeah,
And also, it honestly like I said, I still stand by my spiel of we can't be too speculative because we're one third of the way in. We
yeah.
don't know what new characters are going to be introduced, but it seriously seems like it's implying that she's a Skywalker in some way. Rey is.
My theory. This
The
is
lightsaber is calling to you. That
yeah,
was Luke's father and Luke's, and it's
yeah,
calling to her.
yeah. I feel like she's either Luke's kid. I don't know who else kid she could be because their family tree is pretty small.
Yeah,
Um, so I would say my money she's either Luke's kid or Obi-Wan's grandkid or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Those are my only two things because I don't think because some people were saying like she's Han and Leia's kid. I'm like, okay, why are they
yeah,
going to hell and back for this one kid that turned to the dark side and then yet they're gonna leave their other kid in the desert for 10 years?
yeah.
Like that's
Because
no.
I kind of thought about that too. It was like, well, what if her and Kylo are twins? But it's like, how does that work? You
But
know?
if her and Kylo were twins, Leia got some splaining to do.
Yeah, yeah. And what it feels like Maz, like it almost seemed like Han kind of knew because at that one point when Maz was just like, "Who is she?" You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
almost seemed like
even
it almost wasn't like, "Oh, where do you know her from?" It's more like, "You know who this girl is. Tell me
yeah.
this
I
mysterious
feel
person."
like
You know?
Han knew who she was or had a clue to who she was.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
that was kind of interesting because, and then too, this is something I noticed in the theater, and I don't know if anybody else noticed it, or maybe it's because they were both force sensitive. But at the end, when she comes back from her after she slices up Kylo Ren, and they come back with Finn, and he's all hurt. Her and Leia have like this moment
Yeah.
where they hug each other and all that. She's never seen Leia before.
No, yeah, yeah. I thought that too. It's like, wait, what?
I'm like, how do you know her?
Well,
Because
I mean,
remember when they went to I forgot the name of the planet where Maz lives. She was already captured by Kylo Ren by the time Leia touched
yeah,
down.
yeah,
So they
exactly.
never interacted in the movie.
Yeah,
So it was interesting to me that she's waiting for her at the end of the plane. So I don't know if they were like vibing because they're both force sensitive. Because
yeah,
Leia's
yeah,
force sensitive, even though she doesn't she's not a Jedi, but she is force
yeah,
sensitive.
yeah.
So I don't know if they were vibing off of that or because they're both girls. I don't know, but
Quite honestly, Leia could probably tell how strong with the Force she is. You
yeah, that's
know.
what I mean. I'm pretty sure she felt that she was strong with the Force, and that's why they were
Yeah,
bonding. But that I was like, okay. So that was another one that was kind of interesting. Also love like Finn and Poe's little bromance. Like
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
I think they're so cool. Like I just want them to be like besties. I think they're
I could
cute.
see that. Yeah,
Yeah. As long as they
yeah.
don't start fighting over Ray.
I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking tried that, though.
Yeah. Well, I
We'll
mean,
see.
she's cool. Like, I mean, I could see why they
Oh,
would
she
fight
is.
over her. So she's cute.
What I liked about Ray too is that like
Oh,
all dudes are like
yeah.
she is fucking attractive, but I like that they didn't sexualize her.
I
What
was
makes her
just about to say
attractive?
that.
What makes her attractive is she is pretty, but they don't put her in glamorizing clothes at all. Really, they put her in like regular, like not even regular stuff. Like if anything, things that like devalue her natural
Cover
form.
her up.
But she's just so cool and so confident and so strong. That's just like she's
That's what's
attractive physically and just
that's
her as
what's
a person
actually
is hot.
attractive about her. Is like she's smart, she's intuitive, she's a good person,
Yeah,
and those are the things that. And her personality just seemed like super. Like even though she lived like this scumbag life, she still had like a good personality.
yeah,
And I could, so it's like I could see why Finn or Poe or even Kylo, I could see why all of them would like,
yeah,
be attracted to her. And I also love the fact that they did not like womanize her how they do characters.
yeah, yeah,
Like it wasn't I'm a woman and blah blah blah. Like
yeah,
she was
yeah,
just competent. It wasn't that she was competent because she was a woman or she didn't make a big deal about her femininity or lack of femininity or womanness. It was just like I'm a pilot because I know how to fly an airplane. Like
yeah,
I'm good at this because I scavenge stuff. Like it
yeah, yeah,
wasn't because none of her things had anything to do with the fact that she was a woman.
yeah,
And I like that because I feel like sometimes they can try to beat you over the head with the fact that someone's a girl and it's like, okay, I
yeah,
get it. She's a female. Can you stop hitting me? So
yeah,
stop beating me in the head. I get it. She's a strong woman, and I like the fact that she was competent and female, but that wasn't the only thing. That wasn't like her defining trait.
Mhm.
And so I appreciated that as a girl.
No, I agree because like the only like you said the only time it was really even seemed like a factor was when people surprised that she knew how to pilot it. You know what I mean? But that doesn't even necessarily mean it was because
But
she
it
was a
didn't even
girl.
he even say because it was a girl. He just like you. Like what do you know? Like
Oh
he
yeah,
like
exactly.
Han didn't even say it was because she was a woman or anything. It was just kind of
Oh
like
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
you're just some like raggedy person from Jakku. Like what do you know?
yeah,
They
exactly.
they were like really. They definitely didn't either underestimate or overestimate her because she was a woman, and they didn't really put her on a pedestal either because she was a woman, which I appreciated.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Um, honestly, it really kind of feels like if it wasn't a girl, if it was a dude in her place, they would have been treated the same. You know,
yeah, yeah. I
for the most.
mean, that's what I feel like. I mean, it was been some awkward moments with Finn, but
Well, yeah, that's more like they're
I
bonding than anything else.
know. I'm just, but yeah, we had time,
Spoiler alert, they fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
right? Finn would have been asking him, "Oh, you got a boyfriend? Cute boyfriend?" Running.
That is funny.
I thought that
I
was
kind of
cute
liked it
too.
too. I kind of liked it too. You just like stop grabbing my
I
hand when
thought
he's
that was
ready.
so cute.
I liked it.
I like the reason why I thought it was so cute because it seemed like something that somebody like Finn would do. Like, of course, he would totally try to like take her hand and run so she could be like protected. She's like, dude, I can run better if you're not holding my hand. Like, stop doing that.
What I liked too was that it didn't come off as needy. It just came out as like he just legitimately cares about
He
her.
was just trying to do it because he was nice. It wasn't like he was trying to be creepy status with
Yeah,
it. Like,
exactly.
yeah, so I did like that. But you could tell he was interested. Like when he asked her, he's like, "Oh, you gotta like, why you gotta go back to Jakku? You got a
Yeah,
boyfriend,
yeah.
cute boyfriend?" And she's like, "None of your business." Like,
Oh, he's like, why the fuck does everybody want to go back to Jakku? It's a
yeah,
shithole.
that was funny too. Cause he said that's a Poe. Cause Poe's like he got to go
Yeah,
back to get BB-8. He's like,
yeah,
why you
yeah,
gotta go back to get a droid?
yeah.
Like, well,
And
no
then she
droid.
wants to go back.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta go back to Jakku. He's like, okay, what, really? Also, too, was kind of cool how in the original trilogy, when they were talking about like Force users and the Clone Wars and all this stuff, it was
Uh-huh.
all like, oh, you're a Jedi? You fought in the Clone Wars? And now
Yeah.
they feel like that about like their exploit. They're like, "You're Han
Yeah.
Solo.
Yeah.
You did the Millennium Falcon run in like
Yeah.
12 seconds and all this stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I think it's funny that now they've become like the myths and the legends and stuff. The way they were talking about things that happened, you know, when they were young, now people think about them in that kind of like myth legend is did that really
Mhm.
happen type of way. So I thought that was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
nice, like a cute little touch that they put on there
Because I
too.
can see, the New Order trying to say like, "Oh, Luke Skywalker, he was a myth." You know what I mean? Like trying to downplay their accomplishments, so it kind of makes people be like, "Oh, that's just the, resistance of the rebellion telling lies in order to make everybody feel better." You know?
Yeah, and then too, when you think about it, at that point in the galaxy, not that many people even believed in the Force or knew about the Force.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
if you're like, yeah, this dude turned into a Jedi in 4 years and like totally wiped out
Yeah.
the Empire, like okay, you know, like it's like sure, okay,
Because I feel like too, a good point that might have like persuaded people that the Jedi weren't a big deal is the whole idea of like, look, they all got wiped out. If they were really that powerful, how could they be wiped out like that? You know what I mean? To it's
yeah.
like
Well, I mean,
they
people
weren't
say
that big
that
of a deal.
about like legendary like groups that are like in our history, like Spartans or whoever,
Oh yeah.
and so sometimes people downplay them like if they were that bad, then how they get like murdered or whatever, and it's like because somebody
The
was
Spartans fuck with everybody. They make
yeah
too many enemies.
exactly. They have beef with too many people. That's
they,
why.
that's the thing. Like if Sparta was the size of the Persian Empire, then yeah, they would have fucking dominated. But they're not.
Yeah, it was
The Persian
tiny.
Empire was so big.
Yeah, Persian Empire was big compared to Sparta. Sparta was like
Oh
tiny.
yeah.
What's one thing that you wish would happen in the new movie, and a one thing that you think is going
One
to
thing I
happen?
wish to happen. One thing I think is going to happen.
Yeah, but don't die
Uh,
on me, Drew.
oh, I won't. So one thing I want to happen is I think Luke kind of looks like a badass. You know what I mean? Like the way he looks and everything.
hmm
I want to see him in action.
I do too.
I want to see him just wipe out, like look like a powerful Jedi and wipe people out. I think he's going to die. I absolutely think they're going to kill him off at the end of the trilogy.
You think they're gonna kill Luke?
Oh, I absolutely think so. He has no chance of making it out the trilogy alive. Might not be the
Oh.
next movie, but it's definitely going to happen. And I think they're gonna
Oh.
kill him the fuck off.
I don't know why that's funny to me.
Oh yeah, I don't think he has a chance.
I have a retarded sense of humor. Don't pay no attention to me. I don't know why that was hilarious, but what I think is gonna happen?
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't have any. Okay, the only thing that I think is gonna happen is that the First Order and the Knights of Ren, I don't think that they will be as easily as defeated the next time they come up, and I'm pretty sure that's
Okay.
like a given. But
Mhm.
I just can't wait because there's so many characters on that side that didn't really fully get like explored,
Mhm.
like Kylo, like Captain Phasma. So I'm really thinking that they're gonna be doing some things in the next movie. What I want to happen, I want. I don't know what I want. I want too many things. I want Luke to be like super hardcore. I want there to be a point to some other characters kind of hanging around. Like it's cool to see 3PO and Leia, but it's like okay, without Han Solo, like I'm gonna need her to do something. And I feel like it's kind of almost boo to not at least have her do something with the Force.
Oh yeah, no, I thought that too. I was like, I thought it'd be cool if like she like force pushed somebody, even if it was like one time. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Just to show that like she knows something
Even to
other than
show something, like just some. I mean, I know she felt it like when Han died once. Like I don't even. She doesn't even have
yeah.
to do it like all the time. Like just
I
something to show like she got her skills up at least enough to defend herself or do
I
something.
picture in my head like some situation where like she's with like Finn or with like Ray or somebody, she uses a force power to like stop an enemy, and then say something along the lines of, Luke taught me a few tricks along the way. I'm no
Yeah.
Jedi, but Luke taught me a few tricks.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
what I
love a scene
mean.
like that.
Yeah, like I don't think she has to be like a full fledged Jedi or
No,
like full
no.
blown, but like if at least if she could do a force push, I
I'd
would
like
be
that here
happy
too,
with
yeah.
that. I was not expecting Kylo Ren to be their kid. Like I was not.
Yeah. I,
Ex-
I expected him to like be a Skywalker. Like I thought that was like
I
I
thought he was
had
like Luke's
theories.
kid or somebody's kid.
I
I
I thought
mean,
I thought theories, but and that was one of them. So I was like not completely invested in one. I just had like theories, and that was one of them. So I was surprised, but I wasn't like, oh, I had no idea. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
no,
that's
yeah,
one of
it
the
wasn't
theories.
like I wasn't like oh my gosh, because people were putting that out there that they were gonna use like the Solo twins and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So I kind of had a feeling that he would be, but I mean, even the moment like when they're on that little platform and like Han calls him like by his name, it was like super powerful.
yeah, yeah.
And that whole scene just got me. Like when he like stabbed him, I like almost jumped out of my seat. Like I was so emotionally like it was like emotionally like it hurt my chest. It was so
Yeah,
emotionally devastating. Like that bummed me out like so hardcore. I was like I can't this can't be happening. Like this is not real life. Like I was like
yeah.
I was super distraught at Han Solo. Like he's like my favorite person, but I say that every 5 minutes about somebody. So, but he's like one of my like really. He's like one of my favorite people besides like R2.
Yeah, he did a good job in this movie,
Yeah,
Harrison
and
Ford.
BB-8 now.
Oh yeah,
He wormed his
well,
way up to the top. This is
yeah,
so freaking cute. Did
I
you see
agree,
that
yeah.
guy that built one?
No,
Oh my gosh, I have to find the link and send it to you. This dude built like, and it's not like that little crappy one they sell for like $200. He built like one that's like the same size as like BB-8,
oh wow.
and it like rolls around and stuff. I was just like, oh, I want that so bad. I want someone to build a BB-8 for me. I'm not smart enough to build one, but and I'm not that tech savvy. So like
Yeah.
my BB-8 would just be like a soccer ball with like drawings on it. Like I can't, like I can't. I'm not that tech savvy to be building a BB. Just like I really want an R2, but I don't have no clue how to build an
Well, you
R2 or
can
anything.
buy that, but that is expensive.
No, people.
So yeah, Star Wars is awesome. Go see it if you haven't already. And if you haven't seen it already, you listen to this whole thing. Shame on you for spoiling it for yourself.
I know.
Just uh, but yeah, thanks for listening to our rambling, and it'll be interesting. Star Wars has a bright future based on this
Yes,
movie.
I
I think
agree.
I think it's going to be really interesting the turns that it takes, and yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. Oh,
Good night.
bye.